What is up, my Lorcana Goons? You are watching the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here with Bag, and we're going to go over a top 8 deck list from the Sanctuary Gaming Center tournament that happened in September, consisting of 59 players. So, what do you think, Bag? Say hello. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm joining you here live from the cardio. Number one, I do want to say we do not have the full title in this thumbnail. Sanctuary Gaming Center and Coffee Shop. Very crucial to mention the coffee shop because this is also a coffee shop.
I forgot that it was a coffee shop. You want to put your camera on so we can watch you do your cardio real quick?
My camera's on, isn't it?
Oh, there we go. Look at him making gains. Every morning we do this, he does his cardio. So, anyways, that's enough of that. Let's get back to into the deck profile. So we have a top 8 here chart that you made. Thank you for making this chart. As you can see, it's a little different than the ones we've been seeing in the last couple of days. We finally have some Emerald back in the top 8, and it doesn't seem like Ruby Amethyst is like dominating this top 8.
I'm a fan of this. I mean, it is like different from the rest. We had multiple decks in the top 8, but I'm glad to see it's not just one dominating over the other. We got a good mix of 3 different colors. Ruby Amethyst and Amber Silver obviously taking a majority of the top cut, but we still got the Emerald Amethyst in there, which is a nice addition.
Yep. Let's go ahead and get into these lists. I'm kind of excited to see some of these Emerald Amethysts, but let's check it out. So we have our first Amber Steel deck. We've seen lists like this before or earlier in the week. This one looks like it's playing a little bit, might be playing more than 60 cards maybe. But he is playing Mickey Mouse in the list instead of 4 Moana, and they're playing the Hans. I like the Mickey Mouse in there. It's a 3/3/3 with 2 lore. I know some people are playing Kristoff, some people are playing Jasmine because they have the same stats. I know you're playing Jasmine, I think, in your build. And we still have the Cerberus here making an appearance for the mid-range. When you can kind of tell it's a mid-range deck when it has Cerberus, Surfer Stitch, and You Have Forgotten Me. The best card in the game right now.
Cerberus is becoming my favorite card, which is crazy because it's just a vanilla. Just really strong stats, clears a lot of things, and that big booty is just insane with a deck like this because you got the Rapunzel, you got the Hakuna Matata, you got the Mana to ready your stuff. Like, just a very, very strong clearing deck. Generates a lot of value while also discarding your opponent's hand. All around, really good deck.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I've been practicing this build on Pixelborn because I've been wanting to just spice up a little bit of what I've been playing, mess with my list. I'm getting a little bored of the aggro variants I've been playing of Amber Steel, so it's pretty cool to see some mid-range stuff going, topping consistently. I know I like it, and it's probably something you're gonna see at locals yourself. So be prepared for that. And on our next one, we have another. Sorry, that one was first place. That was by Marlon Bayer, and then this is second place. We got Sean
Shout
Stallwood.
out to Marlon.
Yeah, we got Sean Stallwood second place. It looks like basically the same deck list. The only difference is that he's not playing the 2 Mickeys and he's only playing one You Have Forgotten Me. I think that's the only difference I can see right off the bat, right?
Well, it's 3 if you forgotten me. He's just took out 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's also not playing 1 card. I'm not sure which one it is. Let me see. Oh, you just said the Mickey, right? Yeah, the Mickey's the only thing he's not playing.
Yeah, it's
Other
just
than that,
the
it's
Mickeys.
basically the same.
Yeah, I wonder if they knew each other, if they worked together on this list. Maybe they did. Maybe it was a group effort, and they ended up in first and second together. This is one of the first tournaments that actually has a first through eighth place. A lot of the other ones have been getting cut off. On the other ones, they'll split in top 8. So that's pretty cool that we have a first, second, third place for this one, etc. So let's not spend too much time on this list because it is very similar to the first list. But I do just want to let you guys know that this deck is a big contender right now in the format. Third place, we have Gareth Shaw. He's playing a Amethyst Emerald deck, a deck we don't see very often, but a deck that I think is really slept on right now. You open up with Olaf, Pascal, and then you combo it off with Megara. I've said it last time too. I think when you have stuff like Cheshire Cat and Jasper, Friends on the other side just seems like such a free card. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I tried the deck last night. We were playing a few games with it. Very powerful deck. Very aggressive. You're really throwing out stuff like every turn. You don't have clear potential. It's very limited. That Megara is going to be the only thing that's going to be able to really help you clear. Other than that, you're just questing until you win.
Quest, quest, quest. I love it. I love the quest, quest, quest. Definitely a deck that you need to look out for. I would probably even go as far as to prepare your main deck to see this at locals because I've
Yeah,
been seeing a lot of people buy Emerald cards. The price of Hans went up already this weekend. Cusco's been going up again. I think this deck and John Silvers are going up again too. So I think this deck is going to be pretty popular, especially in Chapter 2 when we get stuff like Bell to combo it off. And then this fourth place, this is a Stephen Hadley, Stefan Hadley. Don't know how you pronounce your name, buddy, but it looks like the same list as third place, right? Like, are these all just friends? Did you
our
guys all work
our
together?
first through fourth, all friends are like, all right, well, us two will play the Amber Steel, you guys play the Emerald Amethyst, and we'll see what goes on because first and second place similar deck, and then we got third and fourth in the similar deck. They just demolished the coffee shop. It seems like if they're a group.
Yeah, they dominated the coffee shop locals. Yeah, they needed to make sure that they took over the locals. So, maybe they didn't even know each other. Maybe it's just all based off of Pixelborn lists, or like I know you can dwell on a lot of Discord servers like Lorcana HQ or the Pixelborn HQ, and people share their deck lists all the time, especially some of the people who play on like high ranked ladder. So it could just be a coincidence because people are going off of the same list. But I also feel like maybe there was a strategy in this
Yeah,
locals. I'm sure if you know your locals well and you know what to expect, maybe you can make your deck around that. So who knows? But
yeah, and if you have a good amount of people on your team, you can really just sweep a lot of the other competition. That's why it's kind of good to have a group
mhm.
and good to build a community within the game
Yeah,
because then it kind of helps you with these locals, play testing, and then
yeah.
as soon as we get events, that'll be even more helpful.
Information is extremely important in games like this, and I think some of the newer players don't necessarily know how important that is in competition. And it's not necessarily anything that goes against the grain either. Like finding out, like, hey, you ask your homie, who did you play last round? What deck were they playing?
Yeah,
That way when you go into that game, if you have to pair up against them, especially in a top cut, you know what deck they're playing. It even goes as far as to, hey, I know they're playing Mickey Mouse in Amber Steel. Hey, I know they're playing Befuddle in Emerald Amethyst because I got befuddled when I played against that dude. So like information is really important. I think so playing the same deck list is kind of risky, but obviously has great results if you're playing with a team maybe.
has its
Um,
benefits. Yeah,
has benefits. But let's go into fifth place. Everybody's favorite colors. We have the Ruby Amethyst over here, a Broom Goon deck. He's playing two brooms, but get this, he's not playing Mickey in this one. He's just playing the brooms. I've seen this before because you just need the brooms to shuffle in your good cards. But guess you don't need the Mickey, right?
you know what I'm gonna say about that is not only is he not playing the card I hate, he's also playing almost every card that you've seen in almost all the decks. So it's just like a mashup of every red amethyst deck. But this is probably my favorite one on the top cut, just because it's like there's a lot going on here, but it's a lot of good. Like there's a lot of good cards in here. I don't see very many like bad cards that you can draw into in this type of build. You just can always draw good cards. You got the Zeus, got Rafiki, got a Maui, so you're really clearing everything. You got the Goofy in there with the evasive to stop that green purple if it gets to it, or just to quest all the way through the game and not get hit.
That is true. It's a mix of everything, and the ratios are kind of not my favorite personally. I'm a big fan of playing four ofs in decks, so you can maximize the idea that you're going to draw some of these cards. But this key went a little bit. Brandon went a little bit more with playing two Maui, two Queen, and then he like a ratio of two Rafiki, three Zeus. It seems almost like you just want to have a variety, so that like you said, when you're
Yeah,
drawing
I
a lot of
like
these
this a lot.
cards and one Ursula, maybe it's different in a game like this. I'm used to like a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, where consistency is key, and a deck in a game like this, you have cards like Mirror in a deck like this, and Friends on the other side, where you're drawing a bunch of cards through your deck. So maybe you don't need four Maui in your deck because you're drawing so much, you're probably gonna see it. Maybe you don't
I don't
need.
think I don't think you need the four of in this type of deck just because like you have the mirror, like you said, you have the Ursula's Cauldron.
Mm,
You're just gonna be
that
able
too.
to manipulate what you want to see, and having like one ofs, two ofs in the deck gives you more options to see like what am I gonna want with this Cauldron. Like sure,
Mm,
I have four Mauis, I'm gonna see Maui, but when I activate that Cauldron, am I gonna see two Mauis up the top?
like more situational, right? Yeah, it does let you
Yeah,
it does let you play by the situation a little better. Playing a variety, so that's kind of cool. Well, maybe I'll try that on Pixelborn, but I'm not a big fan of this deck. But we'll go on to
I am. I
sixth
think this
place.
one's good.
We'll go into
I
sixth
like the
place.
clearing power.
Oh, I mean
Sixth place.
the build, yeah, the build's great. I just think in general, Ruby Amethyst not my favorite. But yeah, sixth place we got Scott Reed over here. He is playing two of every item, and that is pretty much the only thing I see that I can that stands out to me. I guess Elsa, right? And one
He's
default.
also playing Archimedes,
No broom. Nope.
which
No brooms here.
no brooms and Archimedes instead. He's also not playing the LeFou, I think.
Hmm.
So very minimal things. It's kind of just the early game, and then he's playing multiple copies of the other cards that or that previous guy was playing like one and two ofs.
Yeah, this is the second
So he's just
list.
going more traditional.
This is the second list I've seen that is playing Jafar. Now, I feel like Jafar wasn't really played
Jafar's strong.
recently. Yeah, Jafar is definitely strong. It's kind of like a Slife for the Sky Dragon effect, where the strength of the card is based off of the amount of cards in your hand. So I think in a deck like this, you're always keeping cards in your hand, right? So the potential for that
Yeah,
to be anything higher
especially
than like
this
a
type
four
of
three
deck.
five, yeah, the potential for that is really high. On that damage for a four cost. I
Because a
really
lot of
like
your
it.
cards are high cost, so you're really not doing much early. And if you get the Jafar down, it's going to be pretty beefy, and it's going to be a menace.
And it's two lore. That
There's
yeah, the two
two
lore.
lore, five willpower. That's too. That's too much.
Yeah, that's a really good stat.
For 4 mana is insane.
Okay, then we got seventh place, Louis Tuplin. Heck yeah, we got another Broom Goon. He's playing Brooms and a Mickey, but he maxed out on playing Be Prepared, Dragonfire Maui even. Yeah, that's and then he is playing LeFou, and then Ursula. Ursula, I think, is very strong in this format.
Also, not playing Maui
Sorry
for the
about that.
clearing. Is there any evasive? I don't see evasives here, so the Goofy might have been what it could have been useful here. I think.
Yeah, no evasives. Really just going based off of that Dragonfire and Maleficent Dragon for the removal. Doesn't seem like you really have outs to an evasive deck. Maybe that's why the Emerald Amethyst had a top four finish. It could have been they have a lot of
Yeah.
evasives, and you get paired up against a deck that doesn't have outs to evasives other than Dragonfire. Be prepared. Sometimes the Maleficent Dragon, it does it might not be enough. But
And if
yeah,
we think about the matchup here with the Emerald Amethyst that we saw early on, that Emerald Amethyst is going to demolish a deck like this.
yeah.
No evasives. You're not destroying anything till turn 4 minimum, and even then, they're probably going to have a big board of just all these characters. That 2 lore, 3 lore, it's just going to be too much.
Yeah, I mean, this build in particular is playing Tibbs and Archimedes, but it's two and two. So realistically, you're only playing four one ink characters. They know that have bodies. So it does. You don't really have like the best curve in the beginning outside of like Tibbs, Gaston, maybe LeFou will help you in some cases, but I don't think LeFou is necessarily the best against like Emerald Amethyst. I think LeFou sees a lot more its shine when you're playing against like Amber Steel or something. But
Yeah.
speaking of Amber Steel, our eighth place is Amber Steel. This is by Rachel Trimble. Congrats to you. Pretty cool deck. This is a deck I play IRL, so I'm very partial to this deck, and it's a bunch of one cost characters, two cost characters, and you know the deck. We're spamming the board, little guy rush, and we're just trying to make sure we get value off of our Rockstar Stitch, our whole new world. They're playing LeFou and they're playing the Captain Hook thinking a happy thought.
Yeah.
What you think about this?
So I like the Captain Hook thinking a new thought, especially in a deck like this. You're dropping a 1 drop every time. And you're more than likely going to see that other hook to be able to shift into it. And if you're playing the mirror, it demolishes the mirror. I was going to say, I wonder how the Rapunzel worked out because obviously little guy deck, they don't have a lot of willpower, but they definitely have targets with the Captain Hook, the Tink, I guess maybe even the Ariel or the Rockstar. But I like the hook right there, the shift hook. I think it's very strong. Maybe in a different tournament where there's more little guys, it maybe got top 4, but against the decks we're seeing right there, pretty hard for this deck to match up against it.
And you mentioned yesterday when we were talking about this that this deck isn't playing Lantern. You notice
Yeah.
I like Lantern still because I think Lantern opening up stage combo is a little too strong. But instead of Lantern, it looks like the only other uninkable they're playing is going to be the Captain Hook shift. Other than that, it's just Whole new world and grab your swords. Everything else in the deck is inkable. So, oh, Lilo, I forgot about
Yeah.
Lilo. Duh, Lilo is uninkable too. So, you do have close to
Six,
16,
15,
yeah, 15
15
uninkables.
uninkables.
Okay, okay. That's my reason why I didn't like the Captain Hook because it is uninkable. But hopefully, they saw success with it. It seems like they did. If they ended up in top eight out of
Solid list,
59,
I think. If you're
59
gonna play
players.
any list of little guys, you're gonna play this one.
Yeah, I like the LeFou. People sleep on LeFou. It has that extra willpower. It's at 2 willpower and 2 lore. That the chance this survives a Tinkerbell summon, and then you get to re-heal it with Rapunzel or something and draw a card. Yeah, I like that about LeFou. I think LeFou kind of slept on. Got a lot of
Yeah,
pressure in the
LeFou's
early game.
strong.
Um,
The 2 lore for 2 mana, 1/2. I think is strong.
Definitely strong, definitely strong. But yeah, that's gonna be all for our top eight deck lists from the Sanctuary Gaming Center and Coffee Shop September tournament. 59 players, man. That's a pretty fat tournament. I don't think I've seen a 59 player tournament in real life yet over here in California. Maybe I'm been missing some, but I do want to play some big tournaments and see how I do at these huge tournaments. Because yeah, man, it's getting exciting seeing this many people gather for locals.
Especially for a new game.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for a new game. I can't wait till we have like an organized play like series, maybe like regionals or like a circuit series where we get to like play with like a bunch of people, see what the pricing is like. It seems so far though,
Yes.
yeah, it seems so far like the game is picking up a lot of traction, and these last couple weeks, a lot of people are getting decks now. What do you think? Any last thoughts?
Yeah. Um, just excited to see the game grow. Clearly, we see a trend in players coming to these local tournaments. Started like at 30. We're at almost 60 players now. And we're getting close to some regional numbers, like in some other states. So I don't see this game not having a good turnout when tournament play does start. One more thing I want to ask the Lorcana Goons family. What emerald build are you guys working on right now? We want to see more emerald in the top cut. We're trying to phase out this ruby amethyst as much as possible. We don't want it to dominate.
All right. That's the way. You goons have a good week. This has been Lorcana Goons top eight recap, and we'll see you guys later.
Be sure to subscribe and follow us.
Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, so you can see all the goon news first.